Hey, this is Ben Solomon, and welcome to this episode of the Techno Leadership Show. In this episode, we are going to be discussing everything about life vision and how you can utilize it to help you guide the choices that you make in your life and in your career. So, life vision is something that a lot of us are not taught to do. Sometimes you might have a career counselor or a career coach work with you to say, oh, what's your career vision? But when your life vision and your career vision are completely at odds with each other, there's a significant amount of conflict. That conflict leads to stress, even though it might not be conscious stress. There's a lot of unconscious stress pulling you in two different directions. Your career vision saying, I need to do X, Y, and Z, but your life vision's pulling you saying, now you need to actually be here. So that can lead to significant dissatisfaction in life. It can lead to significant issues in other areas of life, and it can lead to burnout at work. It can lead to a sense of disillusionment, a sense of depression even, from that kind of conflict. So it's something that we've got to think about. And for a long time, I didn't really have much of a quote unquote life vision. Yeah, I had a career vision saying, when I was working as a technician years and years ago, thinking, oh, I want to get into like a solution architecture role. Someone who architects solutions, comes up with the solution that'll work best for a client, sort of thing. And was working my way up for that. So I was working technical roles, did all that I could do, and I enjoyed doing all of that because I knew that this is the vision that I was working towards, which meant I spent hours and hours, and at that stage I was single in life, so which meant I could do whatever I wanted. So I spent 12, 14 hours working, not specifically at my job, but doing stuff at home, building a test environment, learning every aspect of thing that even though I was not always using everything in my day-to-day job, I learned other stuff that would help me design a holistic solution for anyone that I would work for in the future. So with that in mind, I kept, pushing myself up, working hard on areas even that were not my strengths. And one of the points at which I thought, okay, yeah, cool, I'll go and I had a CCNA that I had done in the mid 2000s, and I thought I was close to expiring, and I thought, oh yeah, maybe I should do CCNP, which if I had done one of the tests would have made, kept the CCNA current, and I could have then gone on to finish off my CCNP. And then I was thinking, one day I might, look at going and becoming a CCIE. But when I went in to do my CCNP, it was one of those experiences when I went, this level of detail oriented, absolute minute amount of details and amount of technical thing that you needed to know. I was just like, it's just not me. And I then had to reevaluate things and go, what really do I want? And do I need to do all these things to get to where I want to get? And I realized a lot of my colleagues, friends who'd gone down that path of solution architecture and even down the path of then becoming management professionals and CIOs, CTOs, didn't really go down the path of, doing the CCNPs and CCIEs. And if they were developers, go down the path of doing higher level development certifications or anything like that. They learned the most that they needed to know. They learned about architecting, the frameworks required for architecture and all of that sort of thing, how to design good solutions, and what to look for in that sort of design. And I realized that I could use my strengths of visionary thinking, long-term strategy for that rather than having to know all the details. And in a lot of cases, solution architects work with the team to architect the project and usually have technical experts who are fantastic in those areas to help with the architecture of end solution. So at that stage is when I guess I actually really looked at what do I really want out of life. what is that aspirational vision that I have for the next 10 or 15, whatever years it might be. And that's when I realized, being in a role that utilized my strengths, which was, by that time I had started really investing into understanding my strengths, understanding my weaknesses, and then doing courses and building up skills around the areas of weaknesses that really needed to be shored up, and working more and more with my strengths so that I can leverage that to gain the most that I could get out of my career and my life. And so in that process, I got the opportunity to work at a MSP, which, yes, it was fairly detail-oriented work, but it also meant I got to experience working with clients from 50-odd industries, which meant getting a real deep understanding of their businesses, because you cannot give them solutions. You cannot work with their technology stack if you don't understand their business needs. So working with that gave me such a broad kind of experience that nothing else could have given me. And I didn't really aim to go into MSP, it just happened. And then from there, I got the opportunity to go into IT management, which was an area in a fantastic organization where my strengths were amplified. The director of ICT there was very supportive. The CFO there was very supportive, and CEO there was very supportive, which meant we were able to do some amazing work. The team was fantastic. We worked together as a cohesive unit, and did things that were many years in advance of other organizations of our type and our scale. And we were always looking at it from a user experience. How can we give our users, who are our clients, the best possible experience, and looking at visionary sort of access? So why am I saying all this? That all happened, and that all guidance kind of helped me make those choices in my career side, because I knew what my life vision or the aspiration that I had for my life. So vision is an aspirational thing, something that you choose. For a long time I thought, vision has to somehow come out of the ether somewhere, but it doesn't work like that. Vision is something that you decide, this is what I'm aspiring for, this is where I am, this is what I'm aspiring for, and and then you figure out goals in between to get you there. So once you have your life vision, then you can look at your career vision and then work your way up through there. But if you don't have your life vision, everything else, like if you just have your career vision, it's very short-sighted. It could mean that you don't consider all the other aspects of your life that you actually want to pay attention to. And one of those, like early on, I did not really think about the whole life vision. And that led to some decisions that weren't probably optimal, but having the amount of self-knowledge that I had, was able to kind of get myself out of those wedges and look at life from a different perspective, and have been able to step out and look at what options I have, create options even, where in most cases I probably wouldn't have had other options if I had just stayed stuck in just that career vision as the only outlet for everything. So yeah, with that in mind, like I've utilized that creative side of me, and the side of me that is more strategic and visionary, wanting to assimilate a lot of knowledge, test it on myself or in my sphere of influence, so to speak, and then from the wisdom that I get out of that, to share it with others, and also put it into some form that is more digestible and usable. So in the past I've done that with the health and diet side of things, where I've tested out so many things, found what was valuable, and put that together. And that was part of this, once I'd known what the life vision overall was going to be like, and the legacy kind of thing that I wanted to leave, I realized like having these things where I've taken on knowledge, synthesized it all, tested everything in reality, because I want any theory has to be tested in reality to be sure that it actually works. And then that wisdom that you get from that then can be shared with others. And what I'm doing here is the same sort of thing. Years and years of working in the technical roles, and then going into technology management, and then going into technology executive leadership, a director level role, has given me a certain set of skills, certain understanding, and certain value that I can give into your life, so that you can also utilize that to find your path and get the most out of your career in the technology space, whether that's staying as a technology professional or going up down the management and executive leadership pathway. And that's a decision that you can make based on stuff that I have in this channel to help you in your career growth and in your life growth as well. There's a lot of things that you can translate from career growth into life growth once you understand the strengths, weaknesses, vision, purpose, and all those sort of aspects of life. So hopefully that helps you out. Like, vision is an aspirational thing that you're aiming for. Start with your life vision and then work your way down. With career visions, I might work on another episode that goes a little bit more narrower, because life vision's everything. You encompass all aspects of your life, which is work, finance, recreation or hobbies, things you want to do like travel, kind of life you want to live, kind of house you want to have, and all those sort of aspects come into that life vision. The kind of spouse you want to have, or kind of parent you want to be, all of those things come into that life vision. But when you go from that life vision into the career vision, things change again. You look at how do you want career to contribute to your life vision, and then work your way through that. So hopefully that helps you out, so you can sit down and look at your strengths, you look at your weaknesses, look at all of those, the common thread that we worked through over the last 20 or so episodes, and then put it all together to figure out how you want to, what's the aspirational life that you want to live that utilizes your strengths, utilizes you and supports your core values. Once you live a life that is utilizing a lot more of your strengths and is supporting and nurturing your core values, you find fulfillment. And I guess for most people, fulfillment is what we're looking for, not happiness as such. Happiness, you can be happy in the moment if you can control your mind. But fulfillment comes from how we contribute. And that happens when we're utilizing a lot of our strengths and aligning with our core values and creating something of value out that we see the benefits of. So hopefully that's helped you out, helps you put that life vision in place, that you can look at something that is aspirational. For 10 years usually is a good way to be. Some people prefer to go 5, but I usually try to start 10, break it down to 5, and then have a 3-year cycle, then break them down into goals so that I can work yearly and then quarterly, yearly, quarterly, and then months and weeks, and work daily from there. It's not perfect because sometimes your vision's there, you don't know how you're going to get there. But the thing is, if you keep focusing on that vision, you have a tendency to then go and find resources that will help you understand how to get there eventually. And having a vision that's 5 to 10 years away means that gives you enough space from today to do whatever it's required to build the foundations, to build the skills to get you up there. I wish you all the best in your technology career, in moving from professional to a manager and leader and thriving in that and finding fulfillment. And if you like this episode, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button, and so that you're notified of any future episodes that we do. And I wish you all the best. Have a fantastic day, and I will talk to you soon.